All right, good morning. Good morning. I am the Pit Messiah, your host for the Quiet Storm live trading session for July the 7th, 2025. Go ahead and get my setup a little ready, and we'll get started shortly. One second. Okay, so we've got a lot of action kind of pre 2 a.m. We're going to go over those first. Well, actually, I'm kind of going to explain what it is that we're doing first. Then we're going to go over those trades, analyzing each to get caught up for the morning. And then we'll get caught up on any news for today. There are two major news items for today, both on the Australian dollar. So, the trading system that I use is based off of exponential moving averages. These are the colored squiggly lines that you see on the charts. An exponential moving average is a graphical representation of the average of the last number of a few candles. The yellow line that you see is the 5 exponential moving average. The red line that you see is the 13 exponential moving average. If you're looking at any asset on any time frame, if the red line, the 13 EMA, is over the yellow line, the 5 EMA, then the sellers are in control of the market on that asset on that time frame. Conversely, if the yellow line is over the red line, that would be the 5 EMA is over the 13 EMA. That means that the buyers are in control of the market on that asset on that time frame. Then you have the other three lines that you see: the aqua line, which is the 50 exponential moving average, the gray line, which is the 200 exponential moving average, and the blue line, which is the 800 exponential moving average. You use these to determine if it's an uptrend or a downtrend. When you're looking at any asset on any time frame, if the blue line, the 800 EMA, is on the top, the gray line, the 200 EMA, is in the middle, and the aqua line, the 50 EMA, is on the bottom, BGA, that is a downtrend. Conversely, if the aqua line, the 50 EMA, is on the top, the gray line, the 200 EMA, is in the middle, and the blue line, the 800 EMA, is on the bottom, AGB, then you're in an uptrend. So looking at this example on New Zealand dollar versus US dollar, which we've been in for a few days now, we're in a downtrend with the sellers in control of the market. And even more to the point, we're also in profit. And this is generally what we're going to see. So we're going to start reviewing every individual trade that we have and get caught up for the morning. So we're going to start with United States dollar versus South African rand. This trade has been invalidated. It blew way past stop loss on the setup. So we're going to ignore that one. Moving on to a futures trade, 6C1. That's on the Canadian dollar. Same thing. We passed the stop loss on the original setup. That trade is now invalidated. United States dollar versus Canadian dollar. Same thing. Blew past the stop loss on the original setup. This trade setup is now invalidated. REZ versus Tether. We're in that trade. It looks like we had some retracement. It's calling out a sell in the direction of the original trade. We're not going to recall this one because we're already in it. But suffice it to say, we have blue on the top, gray in the middle, aqua on the bottom, confirming the downtrend. We have red on top of yellow, confirming the sellers are in control of the market. And what do we see? A sell-off of price. Going to the euro versus the Japanese yen. This trade already hit take profit. So this would have been called out at 4:45 on July the 4th. It hit take profit at about 11:15 last night. We have silver versus the United States dollar. And this trade is now invalidated. We have BB versus the US dollar. Too late to enter this particular trade, but it is valid. We have BGA, blue on the top, gray in the middle, aqua on the bottom. We have red on top of yellow, and you have a sell-off of price. Very easy setup. We have comp versus tether, same setup. Blue on the top, gray in the middle, aqua on the bottom, red on top of yellow, and a sell-off of price. This one is close enough where we can call it still and still make some profit. This is FET, FET versus tether on the 30-minute. This is going to be a sell-off to 0.639. Going to go ahead and open up a short position here at current price, targeting 0.639. So 3.3 risk to reward ratio. Let me capture this and get these parameters out for you. One moment. All right. It's going to be FET, USTD, FET versus the tether. This is a 30-minute confirmation on market execution sell. Risk to reward ratio is going to be 3.30. Take profit is 0.639. And that's going to be for 33 pips. Stop loss is going to be 0.682. That's going to be for 10 pips. And entry price is going to be 0.672. And here's your first call of the night. What's happening, DJ? FET, FET, USDT. 30-minute confirmation. Market execution sell. Entry price is 0.672. Stop loss is 0.682 for 10 pips. Take profit is 0.639 for 33 pips, and a risk to reward ratio of 3.30. Moving on, we have Xi versus Tether. This moved a little too far into profit for us to get, but again, valid trade. Blue on the top, gray in the middle, aqua on the bottom, red over yellow. Sell off a price. You're going to see that pattern over and over again on sells that are valid. We have a ZEC versus Tether. That is close enough in profit what we can call it. We're going to take this as a sell to 37.40. I'm going to tighten up the stop just a little bit. As a matter of fact, it's giving us a better entry, so we're going to take that. All right, perfect 3.0 risk to reward ratio. Let me get this out. One moment. This is going to be ZEC USDT, again on a 30-minute confirmation, market execution sell. Risk to reward ratio is 3.00 with a take profit of 37.40. That's going to be 471 pips. Stop loss is going to be 39.68. That's going to be for 57 pips. Entry price is going to be 39.11. And here's your next call of the night. ZEC versus USDT. 30-minute confirmation. Market execution sell. Entry price is 39.11. Stop loss is 39.68 for 57 pips. Stop loss is 37.40 for 171 pips with a risk to reward ratio of 3.00. Let's move on. We have WCT versus Tether. Do 2905. I actually saw this earlier, only 15 minutes set up. Okay. We're going to be taking WCT versus Tether. Again, another 30-minute confirmation. This is going to be a 3.32 risk to reward ratio. Take profit is going to be 0.2905. And that is for 113 pips. Stop loss is going to be 0.3502. That's going to be for 34 pips. And entry price is going to be 0.30, 0.3018. 0.3018. And here's your next call of the night. WCT versus USDT. The 30-minute confirmation. Market execution sell. Entry price is 0.3018. Stop loss is 0.3502 for 34 pips. Take profit is 0.2905 for 113 pips with a risk to reward ratio of 3.32. All right, move it on to our next setup. We have Matisse versus Tether. Again, another valid setup. Blue on the top, gray in the middle, aqua on the bottom, red over yellow. It's going to be a sell to 14.41 from current price. One moment here. So again, it's going to be another 30-minute confirmation. METIS versus Tether on a 30-minute confirmation with a risk to reward ratio of 2.60. Take profit is 14.41. And that's going to be for 52 pips. Stop loss is going to be 15.13. That's going to be for 20 pips. And the entry price is going to be 14.93. Here's your next call of the night. Matisse, METIS, USDT. 30-minute confirmation. Market execution sell. Entry price is 14.93. Stop loss is 15.13 for 20 pips. Take profit is 14.41 for 52 pips with a risk reward ratio of 2.60. Moving on to the next trade. So it's Matisse. All right. We've got TRB versus Tether. This trade is no longer valid. We have blue on the top, aqua in the middle, gray on the bottom. That's consolidation. VET versus USDT. This trade is valid. We can take that as a sell. It's going to be 0.02005. It's going to be a 3.88 risk to reward ratio. Let's get this out. Again, another 30-minute confirmation. Vetcoin VET versus Tether on a 3.88 risk to reward ratio. Take profit being 0.02005. That's going to be for 66 pips. Stop loss is going to be 0.02088. It's going to be for 17 pips. And entry price is going to be 0.02071. And here's your next call of the night. VET versus Tether, VET, USDT, a 30-minute confirmation, market execution sell. Entry price is 0.02071. Stop loss is 0.02088 for 17 pips. Take profit is 0.02005 for 66 pips. And a risk to reward ratio of 3.88. And just for reference, for those of you who want to follow along and don't have this particular broker, the broker that I am using is Liquid Brokers for these crypto perpetual trades. Very, very good. And here's the link for that. Let's move on to the next trade. This is VET. We have a maker versus tether. Again, we've already been in this trade for a while now. It's recalling a sell. We're not going to get in this particular trade. We've been in profit for quite some time. We have Tezos versus Tether, XTZ, USDT. We have a nice little retracement here to get us near the original setup. So we're going to take this as a sell to 0.5156. Again, another 30-minute confirmation. Normally an indicator, we're going to see a lot of that tonight if we do have additional opportunities to enter the market. Risk reward ratio on this one is going to be 3.56. Take profit is going to be 0.5156. And that's going to be for 138 pips. Stop loss is going to be 0.5333. And that's going to be for 39 pips. And entry price is going to be 0.5294. Here's your next call of the night, XTZ, USDT, a 30-minute confirmation. The market execution sell, entry price is 0.5294. Stop loss is 0.5333 for 39 pips. Take profit is going to be 0.5156 for 138 pips with a risk to reward ratio of 3.56. All right, next trade. This is ZEC versus US dollar. A little too far for us, but it is the perfect setup. Blue on the top, gray in the middle, aqua on the bottom, red over yellow. That's going to hit take profit really nicely. Next trade, Sonic versus USDT. This is calling out a buy, which is unlikely considering the rest of the market is selling off. So we're going to ignore this one. ICP USDT, a little too far for us, but it is the perfect setup again. Blue on the top, gray in the middle, aqua on the bottom, red over yellow, and we see a sell-off for price. E-Gold versus Tether. This one we will take. Again, we see retracement back towards original price, which is exactly what we want to see. Blue on the top, gray in the middle, aqua on the bottom, red over yellow. This will sell off. It's going to be a sell at 12.89. Again, a short position. Again, another 30-minute confirmation. And EGLD USDT, 30-minute confirmation, market execution sell. There's going to be a 3.83 risk to reward ratio. Targeting take profit 12.89 for 46 pips. Stop loss is going to be 13.47. and that's going to be for 12 pips. Entry price 13.35. And here's your next call of the night. EGLD USDT, 30-minute confirmation, market execution sell. Entry price is 13.35. Stop loss is 13.47 for 12 pips. Take profit is 12.89 for 46 pips, and a risk to reward ratio of 3.83. Move it on. We've got UP versus USDT. This is going to be perfect for us. Blue on the top, gray in the middle, aqua on the bottom, red over yellow. It's going to be a sell-off for price 2.525. And this is again going to be another 30-minute confirmation. This time on OP USDT. Risk to reward ratio is 2.71 with a take profit of 0.525. It's going to be for 19 pips. Stop loss. It's going to be 0.551. And that's going to be for 7 pips. Take profit is going to be 0.544. And here's your next call of the night. OP USDT. The 30-minute confirmation of market execution sell. Entry price is 0.544. Stop loss is 0.551 for 7 pips. Stop loss is going to be 0.525 for 19 pips, and a risk to reward ratio of 2.71. And move it on. We've got Manta versus Tether. Again, another valid trade. Blue on the top, aqua in the middle. Gray in the middle, aqua on the bottom, red over yellow. There's going to be a sell-off to 0.173. Again, there's going to be a short position from current price for a 3.33 risk to reward ratio. Again, yet another 30-minute confirmation. Manta versus Tether, 3.33 risk to reward ratio, targeting 0.173. And that's going to be for 10 pips. Stop loss is going to be 0.186. It's going to be for 3 pips. Entry price is going to be 0.183. Here you go. Manta, M-A-N-T-A, USDT, 30-minute confirmation, market execution sell. Entry price is 0.183. Stop loss is 0.186 for 3 pips. Take profit is 0.173 for 10 pips with a risk to reward ratio of 3.33. Moving on, we've got Rose versus Tether. And this is going to be a sell-off to 0.02277. It's going to be a 3.89 risk to reward ratio. RSC 3.89. And take profit is going to be 0.02277. That's going to be for 105 pips. Stop loss is going to be 0.2409. 0.2479. 2409, sorry, for 27 pips. And entry price is going to be 0.02382. And here's your next call of the night. Rose, ROSE versus USDT. A 30-minute confirmation. Market execution sell. Entry price is 0.02382. Stop loss is 0.02409 for 27 pips. Take profit is going to be 0.02277 for 105 pips with a risk to reward ratio of 3.89. Oops. Don't do that. On the wrong screen. Moving on. All right. Got WLD USDT. Gonna take this as a sell, talking 0.853. It's gonna be a 2.83 risk to reward ratio. And this is a market execution sell. Risk reward of 2.83. Take profit is 0.853. And that is going to be for 34 pips. Stop loss. It's going to be 0.913. That's going to be for 12 pips. And entry price is going to be 0.892. And your next call of the night, WLD USDT. 30-minute confirmation. Market execution sell. Entry price is 0.892. Stop loss is 0.913 for 12 pips. Take profit is 0.853 for 34 pips with a risk to reward ratio of 2.83. And next up, we have an invalidated trade on Euro versus Swedish krona. Blew way past the original stop loss, so we don't have to worry about that one. Next up is a recall of Rare versus Tether. Again, we've been in this trade for quite some time. It is calling another sell, so we're just going to stay in that position. Next up is Pendle versus Tether. This is an invalidated trade. We have blue on the top, aqua in the middle, gray on the bottom. That's consolidation. Not going to enter that one. We have Trump versus USDT. Perfect setup. I'm going to take this as a sell to 8.40. Entering in a short position. We actually got a little bit more of an entry. And this is going to be a 4.17 risk to reward ratio. Again, another 30-minute confirmation. Take profit is going to be 8.40 for 25 pips. Stop loss is going to be 8.71. That's going to be for 6 pips. And entry price is going to be 8.65. And here's your next call of the night. Trump, TRUMP, USDT. The 30-minute confirmation. Market execution sell. Entry price is 8.65. Stop loss is 8.71 for 6 pips. Take profit is 8.40 for 25 pips with a risk to reward ratio of 4.17. Let's go on to our next trade. This is not NOT versus Tether. Trade is invalidated. We have the blue on the top, the aqua in the middle, the gray on the bottom. This is in consolidation. Moving on to the next trade. ICX versus Tether. This actually is a valid trade. We're going to enter this targeting 0.1177. Short position from current price. And this is going to be 4.89. Let's go ahead and give us a little extra room here. We'll do it as a 3.38 risk to reward ratio. ICX USDT 3.38 risk to reward ratio. We're targeting take profit of 0.1177. That's going to be for 44 pips. Stop loss is 0.1234. That's going to be for 13 pips. Entry price is going to be 0.1221. And here's your next call of the night. ICX USDT, a 30-minute confirmation. Market execution sell. Entry price is 0.1221. Stop loss is 0.1234 for 13 pips. Take profit is 0.1177 for 44 pips. And risk to reward ratio is 3.38. And last one is for now. It's going to be XCN versus Tether. Again, another valid trade. It's going to be a sell-off to 0.01314440. Going to enter in as a short position from current price. Give ourselves a little extra room here. Okay. So just going to XCN. On a 30-minute confirmation, risk reward ratio is 3.20. Take profit is 0.0131440. It's going to be for 968 pips. Stop loss is going to be 0.0144136. And that's going to be for 302 pips. And then entry price is 0.0141115. And here's your next call of the night. XCN USDT, the 30-minute confirmation, market execution sell. Entry price is 0.0141115. Stop loss is 0.0144136 with 302 pips. Take profit is 0.0131440 for 968 pips. And a risk to reward ratio of 3.20. All right, let's take a look at news. Okay, so tonight at 11:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, we have the interest rate decision on the Australian dollar, expected to go down by 0.25%. And we also have a statement by the Royal Bank of Australia. So let's go ahead and opine a little bit on what is expected to happen. So with respect to the cash rate decision, the market consensus is we're going to have a 25-point basis cut to 3.60%. The major banks in Australia, CBA, NAB, Westpac, and ANZ, are pretty much unanimous on this move. And there's about a 90% chance of a lower rate today. So you should see some pretty wild movements on any pairs involving the Australian dollar. So in particular, Australian dollar versus New Zealand dollar, and Australian dollar versus the United States dollar. More specifically, just for some background, the Royal Bank of Australia began cutting rates um, in February of this year, and I believe they cut rates in May of this year as well. And they've moved from 4.35% in February down to the current 3.85% from May. And today's move would mark the third cut from the Royal Bank of Australia for this year. Now, in terms of a rate cut and its effect on the US dollar, generally a rate cut for the Australian dollar tends to weaken it. It kind of reduces its yield attractiveness. So with expectations this clear that the rate cut will happen later this evening, a mild sell the rumor effect may cause some depreciation ahead of price. So what that means is prior to the 11:30 decision being announced, you can expect there to be some type of fast movement in price on Australian dollar versus US dollar. So obviously, if the Australian dollar is going to weaken relative to the United States dollar, you're going to be looking for a sell-off of Australian dollar versus the US dollar. In addition to this, because it's also going to weaken the Australian dollar versus the New Zealand dollar, you will be looking for a sell-off of Australian dollar versus New Zealand dollar. In terms of what's expected on the rate statement from the Royal Bank of Australia, all eyes are on Governor Bullock, basically signaling some type of further cuts this year. Australian markets have priced in 2 more or 3 more cuts by year end, possibly bringing rates between either 3.1% or even down as far as 2.85% by early 2026. You do want to watch out for any remarks that he has on wages, inflation, global tariffs, or data delays. Like they still haven't released consumer price index for Q2 of this year. And they may have some board reforms. So expect some commentary on recent internal reforms and transparency that can influence policy or tone on the red case moving forward. He's probably going to be pretty vague about that until they release an official policy statement. But for the most part, the major announcement to be expected is why it is that they decide to cut rates for the third time in 2025. So this is where we stand there. It is 2:50 in the morning. Our next time frame for expected buys or sells in the market is at 3 a.m. in the morning, a little under 10 minutes from now. The way this generally works is that I have alerts set up on the 15-minute, the 30-minute, the 1 hour, the 4 hour, and the daily on about 400 different assets, which include crypto perpetual trades, futures, indices, precious metals, oil, natural gas, most of the exotic and regular Forex pairs that you're going to see, and some spot cryptocurrencies, in addition to some stocks. And every 15 minutes, TradingView is going to go through and evaluate whether or not we have valid entries, or possible entries rather, for buys or sells in the market on those assets. But then go in and individually evaluate each of those trades to see whether or not we're going to enter. So we've had a fairly busy night tonight. I've called out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 different opportunities, all sales on the 30-minute confirmation for crypto perpetual trades. And again, we'll be looking towards some more opportunities, hopefully, at 3 a.m. If you do have any questions, go ahead and dump those in the chat. I'm going to go ahead and drop the links to the brokers that I'm using to make these calls. We'll keep moving throughout the night. We will be finishing around 4 a.m. this morning, barring any trades we get at 4 a.m., in which case it takes a little bit longer. And then we'll go ahead and end the live as usual. This is the Quiet Storm live trading session for July the 7th, 2025. The Quiet Storm is held every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday at 2 a.m. Central Standard Time, and we run about 2 hours. Here's the first broker. That's Liquid Brokers. That's where you're going to find all of these purple trades, the crypto perpetual trades. They also allow you to trade all the other assets that I call, with the exception of futures. And then the second broker is LHFX. They do not have crypto perpetual trades, but they have everything else that I call except for futures, but they have better leverage. So I use a combination of these two personally to profit. Yeah, so we'll wait till about 3 a.m. Possible, again, buy or sell opportunities to get into the market. With 15 calls already in the hole for the night, we're off to an amazing start for the week. Also looks like our trade on NZD versus US dollar is doing quite well. I'm very pleased with it. We broke out of that consolidation and just took off. So that's wonderful. And it's below the 800 on the 1 hour, so it's going to have additional free fall. Go look at the 2 hour. And we see at least free fall to 0.59564, which is another 43 pips. So that's pretty darn nice. We do have calls open on the indices. We called these last Friday, right before the market closed. We hit the 15-minute confirmation on US 30 for 17,921 pips. This is a 30-minute call that's still open for 21,914 pips. In consolidation pre-open of the New York Stock Exchange, I do believe this is going to take off. We'll check on the futures on these here in a second. We're also in profit on UK 100. We're in profit on S&P 500. It actually wicked to take profit, but the broker did not close the trade. So we'll have to wait for that to hit again. We're in profit on NASDAQ 100. It's going to be the same pattern. We're in profit on France 40. It just called out another 30-minute confirmation on the buy side. So that is good for us in our trade. And we're in profit on the Australian 200. I don't see anything else that hit take profit. So the rest of this is kind of waiting for us. 3 minutes and 44 seconds until 3 a.m. in the morning. Be right back. A little less than 2 minutes left to go. One minute. All right, 3 a.m. Looks like all quiet's on the Western Front, at least for the moment. Takes about 2 to 3 minutes for TradingView to go through all the assets to determine if there's any opportunities to enter the market. And if it doesn't determine anything for the 3 a.m. time frame, then our next target is going to be 3:15 in the morning. All right, all quiet. Next target 3:15 in the morning. And we're looking for more opportunities, if possible, to enter the market on a buy or sell opportunity. little under 8 minutes left to go. A little under 4 minutes left to go, but 3:15. Yes. So we're going to take a look at futures on the markets. And irritating enough, looks like futures on the US 30, the S&P 500, and the NASDAQ are all negative. So we should expect a little bit of a sell-off once the markets open. So we may not get the rally that we're looking for. It does look like we have the uncertainty from the Trump tariffs to thank for that. Okay. So I've got 2-minute time frame alerts. And we hit stop loss on GBP SEK on that buy. That sucks. And invalidated on Norwegian krone versus Swedish krona. Let's see what this is targeting. Call it out. 13.12585. So yeah, we definitely hit stop loss on that. Let's go ahead and close out on this one. We're leaving the market on Great British Pound versus Swedish krona. About 30 seconds left to go. Actually, it's already 3:15. No immediate signals. Again, give it about 2 to 3 minutes. We'll see if there's any other signals to get into. I do like this recent move on US 30. Probably see a mirror of that on S&P 500. Not quite. And NASDAQ, that's going south. We did look at the futures earlier and it said it was selling off. So may give us a surprise and the futures forecast is wrong. And we somehow catch a wind and hit take profit on a 30-minute confirmation on US 30 before the opening of the market. It's possible. Had to close a few trades and lost today. It's 165. Yeah. Okay. It's looking like we're going to have a pretty quiet morning for the rest of the morning until 4 a.m. We'll see. Next time mark is at 3:30 a.m. 3:30 a.m. It's about 12 and a half minutes from now. A little under 8.5 minutes left to go. Just 3:30 a.m. in the morning. This is very much the unsexy part of trading, the waiting. 6 minutes left. About 3 minutes left to go. I'm a little surprised on this pre-market rally on US 30. Not upset with it. I mean, we're in profit because of it, but it's just neat to see. A little less than 2 minutes left to go. Hmm. Okay, we're almost there. About 10 seconds. Still nothing immediate calling. Again, this takes about 3 minutes or so for TradingView to evaluate all the assets on the time frames. Next time frame is going to be 3:45 in the morning, a little less than 15 minutes from now. Nope, still quiet. Okay. Very close to blowing the top off a structure on US 30. It's just 9 points away from doing it. If it does, you have a really good chance of hitting take profit before New York opens. We'll see, because it did reject price at that level at 11:30 last night. Hmm. Little over 7 minutes left to go. It's at 3:45 in the morning. About 5 minutes left to go. Again, tracking a possible break of 44,799, which is the top of current structure for US 30. We called a 30-minute confirmation trade on this earlier today. Uh, Getting closer and closer to testing that zone. If it breaks it, we may get a breakout to hit take profit live on stream, and that would be wonderful. I would like to see that. 3 minutes left to go to 3:45 in the morning. After that, we have one more time stop at 4 a.m. That's where we'll end the live if we don't have any other opportunities to enter the market. All right, 3:45 in the morning. And looks like we have a possible buy signal on Merle versus Tether. Yeah, we won't be taking that. Consolidation. Yeah, we won't be touching this at all. All right, about 14 minutes left to 4 o'clock in the morning. 5 minutes left to go to the top of the hour, 4 a.m. Central Standard Time. Hmm. 8 minutes left to go. Hmm. 7 minutes left to go. Hmm. A little less than 6 minutes left to go. Five minutes left to go. Hmm. All right. Looks like we may have hit something on Euro PLN. Nope, it's invalidation of a previous trade. We are buying, not selling. So that's fine on the 30-minute. Same on the 15-minute. A little over 2 minutes left to go to the top of the hour. 4 a.m. Central Standard Time. Mhm, mhm, mhm. All right, a little over 1 minute left to go. Again, I am the Pip Messiah, your host for the Quiet Storm Live trading session for July the 7th, 2025. If you have found value in the live tonight, I do encourage you to subscribe to the channel, like the video, and turn on notifications to keep abreast of when I do go live in the market. The Quiet Storm Live trading sessions are held every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday at 2 a.m. Central Standard Time. That is the opening bell of the London Stock Exchange, where volume and volatility typically give us lots of opportunities to enter the market on healthy trades intended for profit on a buy or sell basis. Got about 15 seconds left to go. We'll see if we have any additional opportunities. And if not, we'll be ending the live for the night. Here we go. We'll give it a few minutes to see where we are. Showing a buy on Dash versus US dollar. It's a spot cryptocurrency. The setup is invalid. It's not marked. So we can ignore that. So it does not look like we're going to get anything else for 4 a.m. We'll go ahead and end the live for the night. I will see everyone again at 2 a.m. in the morning tomorrow.